Hi, welcome to my channel. I have an SP800 with TTL malfunction. You can test this when you with putting it into manual mode and then putting it into lower setting and check if it's firing in a weird manner, if it's erratically firing. And you can also make a comparison between the automatic mode because automatic mode is using another sensor. So if it's okay in automatic mode, then it means that you have a problem with the TTL. So we need to take the flash apart. You see these two holes and we discharge the capacitor from these two holes. So you need to put something resistive between them like a light bulb. So for the next step, we basically take all the screws out, and I kind of forgot to shoot the procedures in between. But yeah, as I said, you basically take all the screws out. So to get the to get to fix it, we need to replace a cable, and then in order to do that, we need to completely disassemble it, and we means that opening up the capacitor head. So you again basically take all the screws out, and there are these small screws that you should be really careful not to damage, because then it's really hell out of work. So now you can see how the cables are routed around the capacitor. That cylinder is the capacitor, and then yeah, we are now seeing the culprit. That is an optical cable which goes to that sensor, and when you output, some of the light goes into that sensor. So we take this metal tab out, uh, and then we can just pull the that optical cable out of the sensor. And the next thing is the other end of that optical cable, and we kind of basically do the same. And here you should be careful that there is a very 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 tiny filter in front of that optical cable right there. Maybe it's a polarizer or something, but I don't know. So like we did before, we also pull it out from its housing. Now we can just take it out. Just take it out between those cables by pulling it. We don't need. We cannot repair it, unfortunately. And you can see the culprit here. It's like bent, like 90 degrees. It's broken. Uh, 99% of the time, it happens when someone just opens it and closes it improperly. I mean the housing of the flash. So right now you see me that I reroute the new cable, and you basically do everything in reverse order. The thing that you should be very careful is not to pinch, especially that optical cable. The others you can repair, but optical cable you cannot repair. And as for the optical cable, I guess you can also use like fishing lines and stuff, that kind of things. So when you put the capacitor back, there are these small plastic pins on that capacitor housing, which should match the housing of the head, and there are some slots that pins that protrusions go inside. The optical cable back into its sensor and place that pin which keeps it in place on top. The rest is actually putting everything back together. The housing, I mean, you should be really careful not to pinch anything because that's the most common thing you can do wrong. So we make a last check and double check the edges of the housings while you close it, and we basically put everything back together. And don't forget to put that metal thing on the left corner you just saw in the previous scene. Let's put some batteries in and give it a try. Let's fire it up and see if it's working. Because I'm voice overing it, you are not unfortunately hearing it. Maybe I will put it now, I don't know. But the sound of the flash, if you're familiar with them, you can tell by the sound of the flash it's actually working all right. So this is the 99% of the time the reason if there is a problem with the TTL while there is no electronic fault. So thanks for watching, and if you subscribe to my channel, I will be happy, of course, and leave me a comment. And as I said, yeah, thanks for watching.